the Artist, a weekly web show where we talk about just being artists. My name is Antoine Marchildon, and joined as always is Alex. Alex, take it away.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Playing the Artist. Steady your meat wagons and gape in those hungry ear holes. Today we're going to talk about tabletop RPGs. We're going to talk about Kickstarters. We're going to talk about PAX Prime. It's going to be absolutely insane. And if you like that sort of thing, then like and subscribe. Commenting is optional because I heard that it doesn't actually help your help your page to get views and exposure and stuff. So
no, but they should
that's not really
necessary. They should write comments and ask us questions. That's what they should
do. I think it's encouraged, but not mandatory.
Stuff they want us to talk about.
Tell your friends. Tell your grandma. It's always awkward talking to grandmas. So we'll give you something to say to her. You can talk to her about the things we say. The way we talk about the things other people say, right here on Playing the Artist.
I had to explain this old French lady on what I do. And like when I was working in video games, I had to explain like how things worked, and it was I had to like break everything down. Like everything was like puppets and pulley systems essentially.
You explained Booleans? Did you say?
No. Goddamn. No, she was so confused. Like, how did animation work? So I explained it where it's like it's just like puppets or like.
Oh yeah, they understand.
Damn it! What is it? What's it called again? Pulleys, like pulley systems. You know what I'm talking about?
You're cranking something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a spinning Jenny, Grandma. They maybe take your mic and just rotate it on this side of the cap, the bottom side of the cap, so it's over the cap. Yeah, something like that.
Why is it?
I think it's louder. I think it's louder now.
Is that better?
I think your cap was reflecting the sound and putting it elsewhere. Yeah.
All right, then. Okay. Then. Alex, I haven't heard from you for a bit. How have you been, brother?
Yeah, I know, man. We didn't catch up this week. We didn't do bad movie night or anything. I've been good. I've been busy. I'm moving, in the process of moving. I got so much shit.
You're not done? I thought you were done.
Shit. I'm like, what?
I thought you were done.
No. I'm actually, like, all my, all, like, the stuff that I own that I want to keep owning is moved. But I still have some crap that I want to sell, or I'll have to give away to like Salvation Army or something, or just leave in an alley somewhere and drive away.
Don't do that. I've done that. It's bad.
You have?
Oh yeah, because I'm a piece of shit. Once, my old roommate back in college left like a tube TV, like a big one. It was like a 30-incher, and I didn't have the money to get rid of it. So what I did was I essentially took it apart and split it in two. And then one day, took one half of it and ran down the back alley and just threw it in a corner one way. And then a week passed by, and I took the other half and I ran down the other way and put the other part like in a bin or whatever.
That's so hilarious.
I was like disposing of like a murder weapon. You know how they like lobsters, they break it up in pieces and they throw it in different places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm a real piece of shit. But yeah. No, I thought you were all settled in and whatnot.
Well, I am pretty settled in. Yeah. I'm doing okay. Yeah, you should come over and have some pumpkin pie.
You made more?
I'm still eating the same one.
Well, no, I mean like you made another one. Because remember?
Oh yeah. Well,
when I moved, you made me. When I moved, you made me.
I'm always baking for like the team, and it was Sam had a can of pie, so we did it. How you been? You got any fun updates? You've been busy,
dude. Yeah,
every day on Instagram, I see like 3 new images.
No, I've just been posting once a day. That's all. Just trying to
Oh.
keep that little motor running. That's pretty much it. But I have a big like last episode. We decided. Well, I decided that I got a limit, and then I wrote. I have a whiteboard. You can't see it, but I have a whiteboard, and I wrote a big number. It's at 31 right now, and every day I've been erasing and counting down the days, and it's a big number. And so like every time I pass it, I see right now today it's 31. So it's like 31 days, Antoine, and then tomorrow's going to be 30. So I'm just counting down the days, and I'm just like, okay, gotta.
So until you want to launch your Kickstarter?
No.
No.
All work is done.
Gotcha.
All modeling and all prepping of models ready for 3D printing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like
Cool.
I've just been trekking away and trying to just play that song and dance, which is, you know, not burn myself out, but also, you know, keep, you know, doing work. And also what I've been doing too, because remember last episode we were talking about reference, and I've been looking at isometric games, so like tower defense games, and also what's it called again, like RTS games like Tiberian Sun or Red Alert, you know, Command and Conquer and whatnot. And I've been using those for reference, for like inspiration and stuff like that. And it's been turning out well, because those models are designed in a way so they look interesting and they read well at an isometric view, right?
Yeah. It's like
table,
you're looking down at them on a table almost.
Exactly, man. Yeah. So, and so I found some, not found, but I was researching some, like I said, Red Alert and Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun reference, and it's been really good. So I'm really happy.
Those are good games.
I'm excited to like keep pushing and making more stuff and whatnot. And yeah, that's that for on my end of the place. Also, fucking.
So what is that countdown for then? If not for the start of it, that's just when you're done your content.
No, that's like I could keep modeling stuff till the cows come home. You know what I mean? I keep modeling till like 2 years from now and be like, oh, it's still not done. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm still not decided. It's not ready yet, or whatever. Like, or I'll see another Kickstarter and it'll be like, oh, I need something like that now. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm just giving myself a hard cut, and it's just like, whatever I have for those models, well, then now it's going to be the next step will be making a Kickstarter, making all the proper renders, and writing up all the information, and getting someone to proofread it for me, and like to make it better, and then learn some stuff like, okay, how do you how many tiers do I actually want, and stuff like that. And
That's interesting. So yeah, it's like, because I'm so used to just like writing down a list of like items and then being like, hey, I'm gonna check off and model, items 1 through 12 on this list. But you're kind of doing like, oh, I'm setting this this deadline, and I'm gonna let the models just flow out of me like a river out of my mind.
Pretty much. I'm not trying. There's pressure because, like I said, 31 days, right? So it's like the pressure is 31 days, but also I'm trying to build things that I think would be really cool on a fucking table. You know what I mean? When somebody will print it, they'll be excited to print that, and like the next day is done, and they go to the printer, they're like, oh, finally this cool piece I can put on my table. You know what I mean?
And how many of these are you actually printing?
How many
You're
things
making one
I
every
printed?
day, right? Are you printing one every day?
No, I did print this yesterday.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't been printing every day because shit, man, shit takes time.
It does. Yeah. Yeah, it is but like when I'm doing my printing stuff now, I'm like iterating and like, oh, I print, oh, this could be better. I'll go tweak the model. But man, I don't know. Like when I look at some of the models that people are selling that are really like people are printing them successfully and really enjoying them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I know that like if I were to print that, like I know that like if I were to print it in pieces, for example, it
Yeah.
would be easier. But people, I don't think, are bothering to do that. So
Uh,
like, am I
uh,
wasting my time? Like, should I just like not even think about it and just make rad sculptures and then just send them out into the world and just be like,
well, just take in consideration, right? Because I remember looking at some Duncan Shadow stuff, and he made this cool like Rat Man guy, and one of the rat guys had a shield, and the shield was a little bit in the ground, just because he's like hunched over, right? And the shield was just a little bit in the ground. And I was like, ooh, that's very clever because when that prints, it doesn't need a bunch of supports under this
yeah,
shield, so you
yeah,
get this cool
yeah, yeah.
shield and stuff like that. And so just me, just be you know, considerate, right? Like this
Mhm.
model right here, and like this guy right here, right? These are all supportless, right? So
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
So like I really when I model these, I really try hard to make sure that there, it doesn't need any supports whatsoever, right?
That's rad. I think that's going to be a huge. I think that's going to be a huge selling point for your Kickstarter, and I would really like put that in big bold letters somewhere.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I'm a 3D printer myself. These do not require supports.
No, not at
These
all.
look rad, and
Yeah, and
you
also
just
like
fire them
you
up and
save 3D, you save filament. As you can see, I hollowed it
hmm
out there.
yeah, you could hide your doobies in there if you wanted
Hide
to.
your doobies in there. Uh, yeah. So that's on my fucking end, dude. But you're going to PAX, dude. You going
Yeah,
next
man.
week?
Oh, I'm so stoked. Yeah, I'm leaving Thursday night this
Why do
week.
you like PAX so much? 'Cause
Ah,
you like went a bunch of times. This is like your third or fourth time.
yeah. Well, I always go with my buddy Jared and
Is he going this year again?
a few other people's. Yeah, Jared's going, and so that's always good for us to get time together to just go out and adventure a little bit. And like the first time we went to PAX, like man, there was so many rad things that were happening. Like we were younger then, and we were like both kind of breaking into like the video games industry, and it was like really like you know kind of I don't know, like we're just really excited about it because you can run into devs there and stuff, and we were like really wanted to make connections, and we were going with our friends who were also breaking in, and like it was just really exciting, and I don't know, it's fun, it's wild though, it's like I don't know how many, there's like probably 60,000 people or something, it's like crazy.
60,000 people? No way.
I don't know. I could Google, I don't really want to Google that, but you could. It's a lot of
It's
people. I
not
don't know.
60,000
All
people.
right, fine. I'll fucking Google the thing. Tax prime attendance.
It can't be that much.
Event 70,000 breaking the
Jesus
attendance record.
Christ!
That's
Christ!
2011.
That's 2011.
Let's see what 2018 said. 80,000
Oh my God,
for
80,000
19.
people, and most of those people are gonna be smelly dudes too. Ugh. Sorry.
No, I
Now,
mean, well, sure, most, but
uh,
just out of like,
dude,
if you're
con smell, con stench is a real thing.
you know what, there's a lot of
Go
like
on.
big dudes with Indiana Jones style man bags. And
They
that's
gotta carry all their goodies, man.
like jorts and man bags.
What's a
That's
jort?
it's like a cut off short.
Oh, what I used to wear?
Yeah, well, you still wear those.
Yeah, but I'm more classy. I roll up the legs a bit so they don't look like they're cut off like an
Oh,
animal.
okay. Well, you don't live on commercial anymore, so
That's true.
it's like the new West way.
Yeah. Damn, dude, that's so many fucking people.
Yeah, I'm stoked, and I'm meeting my buddy
I did not
Carlo,
know.
who I only get to see on cons and stuff, who's developing that game.
I I
Bayland.
had
I
no
should drop a
idea.
link in the chat.
I
For
had
him.
no idea that that many people go to PAX. That's insane.
Well,
Well, dude,
it's like Comic Con or Gen Con or
yeah, I
Gen
suppose so.
Con.
Yeah. Well, dude, you should definitely go to go check out the the vendor alley for like board games
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Well, there's a strong board game presence there, right?
Oh yeah, of course. It's
So
games.
I'm going to see what's going on. Like maybe there's some 3D printing booths there, or like maybe I can see some prototypes of games where people are 3D printing the pieces. I know if I was like developing a board game, I definitely want at least an ender to like print out my pieces and iterate on them, and you can do whatever you want. It's like yeah, that's the way to go because that's one thing PAX is known for is having like pre-releases of board games. So I'm gonna probably, man, fuck. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna be on my bike, my motorbike. So I don't know if I can buy a big board game and bring it back, but I'm kind of tempted to do
Yeah, you can
that.
strap it to your back, right?
Yeah, well, like I don't know. Well, Jared's going to like Jared and Skylar and all those guys.
Ah, you could just give them stuff and be like,
Emo.
"Hey, take this."
Yeah, so I'll just put it in their car. They're all taking the car. The thing, like, we're staying 5 people in one hotel room, so
Excuse me?
yeah, dude, we're gonna share 5 of us dudes. Smelly, we're all
How many
smelly.
beds?
Geez, 2?
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Why don't you guys? Oh my god. Why don't you guys do a BRB, a bed and breakfast? Why don't you do that?
Well, the thing is, like, it's there. One, it's kind of late in the game. I got into the I got my ticket really late. I only got my ticket like a month and a half ago.
Oh yeah, you're screwed. There's no way you could get
So
a
already, yeah,
reservation for that. Yeah.
lodgings were just full. I just had no
Dude,
option.
you're a grown ass man. Just pay the extra like couple $100 to get your own room.
Dude, like the rooms are like 400 a night,
Oh my god, that can't
and
be
it's
that.
like
It has to
four
be a
nights.
place that
Staying for like 4 nights.
was that like the only place that was available
Um, dude, I don't know. There's no places available. You have to book your hotels in like March.
because of that. Wow,
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
the PAX, it's a hustle, man. Getting tickets to PAX is crazy. Like you have to get them within the first hour of them being announced, like back in the spring.
Well, how did you get yours?
I got mine from Carlos, the
Hmm.
Phelan developer guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He asked me if I was going, and I was like, oh no, not this year. He's like, oh, do you want to go? And I was like, sure. He's like, well, I can, grab you a pass. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm sure Jared's got a hotel, and I can just crash with him. I can squeeze in with him. Yeah,
Good thing you're a tiny, tiny fellow.
yeah, right. I know
You
I'm
could
small
sleep in
and
the
don't take
bathtub.
I can tell they're already like I got messages like independently from Jared and Skylar. They both want me to be their bedmate because they don't take up a ton of space.
Oh, that's funny.
And I think Timo's gonna go on the cot because he's a bigger guy. So yeah,
Jeepers.
Mark's a small guy too though.
Make
Whoever
sure
gets
all the
most of his
windows are
bedmate is
open.
gonna be. What's that?
So make sure all the windows are open.
Oh God, the smell
You
of
said
heat is gonna be
4 days?
out of control. So I'm just hoping that there's like a gym in the hotel. It's a nice hotel.
Yeah.
Like there's only nice hotels around there. And then I can go and like use the gym washrooms instead of like playing that whole, musical chairs with the bathroom kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At the end
For
of the
sure.
day, everybody's been drinking and eating chips all day. Nobody's got time for a proper meal with like vegetables and I don't know. Yeah, vegetables maybe make you stinky too. Anyway, so I'm stoked for PAX, and I guess yeah, if I find some 3D printing stuff or some cool art, I'll take some photos and maybe I'll.
You should check out people that are selling like miniature stuff or like busts and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
want
that
to see
too.
if they. I don't know if they have an artist alley. They must though.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
They must. It's so huge. But like
That'd be
every time I've done before, I wasn't really paying attention to that sort of thing. I was always like going to the video games and trying to play the latest video games.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's an interesting. That's interesting. I wonder if artists do well at PAX. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
they must. You must if they have.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, a lot of people. Well, think about it. Like, a lot of people go there for electronic video games, and a lot of people go
Yeah.
there for board games. You know what I mean? Board games and card games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, so, well, I don't know.
Well, people go there with expendable income,
It's true.
intending
But
to.
yeah, but they're usually spending it on like games and like
Yeah.
usually like merch for their favorite games, maybe.
Well, the thing about PAX is that it's usually renowned for its like swag. Like you come
Yeah.
back with like tons of free shirts, tons of like pins and mugs and whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like it's like calmed down over the years, but like the years that I
Calm
was
down. It's almost
yeah,
100,000 fucking people. How's that calm?
it's crazy. It's gonna be insane, but it'll be fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
cool.
Took a
That's
day
cool.
off afterwards, so it's all good.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, you should come. I think next year I'll
Uh,
be talking to Randy, who is my who's Schnooble on Instagram, who painted my thing.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, epic dope painter Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and I are talking about going to Gen Con next year, which is that game is
I would actually
that,
really like that a
that
lot.
con is you know Gen Con, hey? You
Yeah,
must.
yeah.
So I've never been there. Yeah, we're talking about again splitting a room, splitting some of the costs to go, and yeah, just attending and seeing what it's about, and maybe I don't know. Never been, like I said.
Make sure
but
you
I
have
should
business
go.
cards. Hopefully, at that time, I'll have business cards and stuff like that. Go around, and be like, hey, I make models
Yeah,
for
yeah, and like
tabletop games.
who knows where we'll be at that time, like with
They
our.
they do have 3D printing stuff there at Gen Con. I know
They
that.
do, yeah. Oh yeah. I've
Like
been
especially terrain stuff. There'll be companies there that make like 3D printable stuff for tabletop games, and they'll
yeah.
be doing testing, and they'll take all their test prints and they'll bring them to Gen Con, and just sell them off. You know,
Mhm.
because it's just people want them, right?
Yeah. That would be man, hopefully maybe you can have a booth. Maybe not next year, but maybe the year after or something.
No way, man. If I had a booth, it would only be for like publicity. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be for selling anything. It would be more like for like getting
I feel like you
name
have to
out there.
have some like shit there, like some inventory, something for people to pick up and look at, or maybe take with them.
Yeah, I would have, but the thing is, like, I would get taxed like crazy, right? If I sold stuff, so I would have to just give shit for free.
Hmm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I mean, you're getting taxed. You can't get taxed more than the cost of what the thing is. So it's like you're gonna pay $40 tax on a $20 item. So even if
That's
you're willing to give it away for free, then you might as well sell it.
that's true. That's a good point. That's a good
Anyway,
point. Anyway,
I think like in 2 years' time, think about how many like fucking test prints you're gonna have.
dude, I won't be fucking living in Vancouver probably
Yeah. Oh
in
yeah.
2 years' time.
Well,
To be honest,
all the better reason to go on a trip because life in Saskatchewan is dull and boring.
that's not true. That is not true, sir. It's only dull and boring because it's your worldview that's dull and boring,
Hmm.
right?
Are you calling me dull
Oh,
and boring now?
that sun's coming out.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Are you?
I am.
We're both dull and boring. We just
Yeah.
talk about doing our work, and whatnot.
Hmm.
Man, I was I kind of got to a realization last night, and I was watching some gobbledygook last night. Some just like politically charged propaganda, just kind of going down the YouTube hole. And I just asked myself the question, like, will this matter after like 5 years or 10 years? And I was just like, probably not. It probably won't. It really won't. It'll be a rinse and repeat of something else.
You mean
And
you're like getting passionate about some conspiracy or something?
no, it's
Moral
not.
issue?
It's not even that. It's not even being passionate. It's more like it's it's grabbing your attention and your focus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what we're kind of in the business of. We're in the business of grabbing people's attention in a weird way. Like that's what everybody's kind of doing when they're being a seller of a seller of anything, and
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. And you yourself can get caught up in that same aspects of like YouTube videos or whatever, and at the end of the day, it just kind of hurts you, and it's just like, I gotta make sure that I don't
Yeah,
don't.
there is this aspect of it of like where you're thinking about how can I penetrate, you know, into other people's phone
View.
time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I get people to see me,
Mm-hmm.
and stick around?
Yeah.
So that's why I've been trying really hard to try to post every day on Instagram. But the thing is, like, to be honest, it's not even about like, well, it is about posting and trying to get numbers, but it's just the fact that you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm archiving a library of stuff. And so when the
Yeah.
time comes when somebody does come along and they
Mm-hmm.
do see my stuff, they're like, oh wow, look at all this stuff. Instead of being like, like instead of releasing 5 pieces or doing a couple of posts or doing 1 or 2 things free on the internet for like Thingiverse, like free downloads, and then you're all butthurt because like, oh, why don't I have 100,000 followers, or why don't I have a bunch of likes? It's like, well, it's just it doesn't work
Yeah.
like that.
It takes time, and you're right. Like having a like you can't just start from like your a dozen posts and expect that to just
No, it's a
explode.
fucking constant grind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like a few times I see people on Instagram with crazy accounts who, but maybe have like less than 40 posts or so. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, they're
I think that
probably
they
they
have a
probably
following they brought there too.
yeah, of course, most definitely. Most definitely.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, I had this dream. Excuse me. I had this dream, and it's been a couple weeks now, and I've been like deciphering this dream. Uh,
So you've had the dream once and you've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks, or do you have the dream several times?
no, I had it once. I've been thinking about it for a
Okay.
while now.
Was I in the dream?
Most definitely not. Most definitely not.
Oh.
Maybe, maybe you're a background character. There's plenty. Uh, I was in a dune buggy with a friend, and somebody was driving us around, and it was like big hills and stuff, and we are like going all over them, and we are like kind of like passing through like different like environments. So like at one point would be like in a desert, and then next point would be like in a jungle, and we are like passing through and stuff. And I remember saying like, oh, can we stop? And we like stopped.
Who's driving? You driving or do your
No,
friends?
some mystery man's driving.
Hmm,
Could be you for all I know.
probably.
And anyways, I won't say this person's name out loud because, anyways, we we said goodbye to each other, and I hugged her, and the hugs felt really ungenuine. You know when you hug somebody and it just
Hmm.
feels like it feels like a shallow hug. You know,
Hmm. You
a
feel a little
good a
bit
good
like,
a good hug is you're like belly to belly.
yeah,
Pelvis to pelvis. You know what I mean? And you're like, it's like a real like you're in it, right?
yeah,
It was very shallow. It was like, our pelvis were like this, and it was like kind of like, you know, and it felt weird because like I knew this person and I liked this person, and it was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I walked down this hill into a desert, and there's like a little tiny kind of like coffee shop place, and they're playing like music, and everybody's standing still. Like there's a bunch of people standing up still, and everybody's kind of choreographing this weird, like, I guess, dance where everyone's standing still and they're pointing a certain direction, and then they'll like move at the same time and stop, and then change direction and move at the same time and stop. And there's all these people who are very fashionable and stuff like that, and I kind of look frumpy, and I was all wearing black, just like I'm wearing now, of course.
Yeah.
And it was all like young people, and they're just kind of all doing the same thing. And then for some reason, I was like, you know what? I need to just be fucking weird right now and start dancing like a weirdo. So I start dancing like a weirdo, like really like badly in front of all these people. And they kept doing the same thing, and they kept kind of doing the same thing. And then these two girls walk across me, and then one like both of them kind of start laughing at me, like being like, oh, this guy's being silly. And I started smiling, and I thought it was really silly because I was being ridiculous in front of all these people that were being serious, and somebody got amusement out of it. And anyways, the moral, what I think about of this dream is that I shouldn't be so hung up on people that I'm not that connected with and random strangers that are not paying attention. Like I shouldn't have to conform, and I shouldn't have to conform, and I shouldn't have to like everybody, I guess, is what I'm getting from it.
Oh,
I shouldn't have to care. I shouldn't have to care. So that's what I got from that dream.
Crazy. Who you feel like you're caring about too much?
Just about every fucking thing, you know what I mean? Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't care what you think of me. I really shouldn't, you know what I mean? Which to be honest,
I care what certain people maybe think of you. No? Or just nobody, just, who gives a fuck? You like me for me, and if you don't, well, fuck you.
Well, it's a slippery slope because, there's
nothing childish about that to me. Of like,
no, you're totally right. Like, I still I take showers every day, and I put deodorant on, and I eat with my mouth closed, hopefully.
Like, if you only ever hold yourself to your own standard, then I think you're missing a little bit of opportunity for growth. But you can definitely take that too far, right?
Yeah, but I've always had this problem. We've discussed this before, actually, on the podcast. Is that I stopped making art because I was trying to get people's approval, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's what the word I should be using is, like, seeking strangers' approval. So I shouldn't care about people's approval. I should really focus on myself and making me the better self instead of
Who are you doing this work for? Who are you like living your life for? Is it you or is it if like it's not like you have an immediate family right now, so you might as well focus on yourself, I think, until that happens.
Yeah.
So you move to Saskatchewan, settle down, and get your farm and your cat and your dog and your kids and your pickup truck and whatever.
Get chickens, man.
Your chickens,
man, we got chickens. But I also, like, in the dream with the two girls kind of laughing at me, and I'm laughing back at them. It was kind of like, I could still do stuff and put a smile on people's face, but I don't need everybody to love what I do. You know what I mean? I don't need a bazillion people to. Is that even a thing? Anyways, you know what I mean. A bazillion. A million. I don't need a million people to make me happy.
You don't need a Brazilian person to like what you do?
It'd be nice. You know what I mean? But if I had a small community that, like, picked me up and supported me on what I wanted to do, and it was enough to put a roof over my head and some food in my mouth and even support a small family, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you need to start your Patreon, bro. and find those people and let them find you.
That's true. That's a very
They're
good
out
point.
there. I'll send you $1.
You know what?
Every 6
I
months?
wouldn't want. Sorry. Go ahead.
Is there a once every 6 months thing?
Once every
Then
6
I would
months.
send you $1.
I wouldn't want you to be on my Patreon, unless I was on your Patreon. If we both gave each other $1.
Why?
Because I don't know. It's just
How about you go on my Patreon when I'm at? I don't even have a Patreon. What if I don't?
we both don't. So there you go. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad time to start one, like we've always said. And I've even seen some. There was a Kickstarter I saw yesterday where they're not out yet. They're like in their ramp up. They're preparing for their Kickstarter, but they already have a website and they're already sending out like emails, right? So they've got a few like product shots and I don't know, of their models, and you can go to the website and subscribe, and then you'll get notified of the Kickstarter. So they're already like starting this like
They're already.
The train
Yeah.
hasn't left, but they're selling tickets to the train, or I don't even know what, maybe not even that, but it's kind of a good idea.
No, they're bringing, no, like you said, they're bringing people on board already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So and like a mailing list is it's like a more deeply engaging way than liking a Facebook page or an Instagram page.
Yeah, most definitely. Damn, that's a really good fucking idea. I should probably do that.
I think it's never too early, especially when you're out on your own. Like it's never too early to start the website and the other thing, the Patreon.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I don't want to start the Patreon and not offer anything, right? I need to offer something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you have enough models. Well, yeah, when you start a Patreon, then it becomes a monthly.
Well, this is the thing, though. I've been really still thinking about how like the reward system would work, and I think I want to lean more towards when I release something.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll get a couple shekels from people.
Well, I'm sure you could kick out a model a week and just reserve that for Patreon. Just pick one out of the week.
No, I know that, but like
if you're doing one a day. Oh, you go ahead.
Well, no, I think the model especially for environment stuff, I think would work really well for per release. That's when you get that's when your patrons gift you.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you can. There's another value that you can offer is the commercial license to your models. So people,
I'm well aware of that.
When as they're subscribed to you on Patreon, then
I'm well aware.
Empowers them to sell those models of yours, which is something that you don't have to maintain. That's just like a permission that's granted. That I think is worth the value of whatever tier it is. If it's $10 a month, like
it's going to be a little bit more than $10 a month.
I think I'm trying to think. I was looking at this the other day. I think people are charging $10 or $15 a month for that, but that's a lot of models you would get, like a library of like.
I would probably charge 40, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the number is. I'm not saying I don't know how to react. Like I don't know if that's high or low or what. Seems like a great deal. Like imagine you're, this if you're like a big company and you just want to make a bunch of models for the dollar store, and then you pay $10 and you get all these like this big library of stuff, and that's like
a dollar store. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, who knows, right? Like who knows who's gonna be buying these models and reselling them?
People on Etsy.
Find your
what are you talking about?
Well, I'm sure a lot of it is people, reselling on Etsy. You're going to conventions and selling their models like our friend Peter does and stuff. But you don't know that. You don't know if it's somebody in China who's like taking your models and, I don't know, making keychains out of them or something.
Whatever, I suppose
Who
so.
cares?
Probably
Anyway.
not. They probably don't have Patreon in China.
Yeah, they have steal your models and print them anyways.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think I want to go towards that model instead
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be releasing more than one. I think I don't know. I just think it's because I think it'll be a lot more easier to manage as well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like let's say like I don't know, there's just 1 month where I'm just like, well, I'm working on this other project and I can't get anything done, and I don't have to have another pressure when I already have other pressures coming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I could make a model, and then release it, and then get a couple bucks for it, and then yeah, and then if I'm like, oh, I gotta make at least this many models per month because bills or whatever. Yeah.
And you can offer like your ZTLs and like things like that are like kind of extra, I don't know, bonus material for somebody. Maybe somebody is subscribed to you because they want to learn how to do it, not necessarily because they want to, you know, print a million things or sell a million printed things.
Those models would be the worst models ever to have because there's no polyflow. Everything is connected together because everything gets water sealed tight, so it's one whole object.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're terrible models. They're good models for printing,
Well,
but
yeah.
for anything else, they're dog shit.
Yeah, but it's kind of valuable to see like, oh, this is what's important, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but they can already see that though.
It may not be impressive to you, but I think somebody else opening it up and like seeing what's going on in there.
Yeah, but if they could easily take the slice file and put it in Maya, you know what I mean, and then they'll see all the topology there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I suppose. I guess my ZTLs are like organized specifically. Like I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe yours are stupid and mine are good.
Yours is stupid, mine are good.
Dude, another thing, man. Did I mention to you? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that Kickstarter Dungeons and Lasers. Man, when I first heard about these guys, I was like I was like fuck, because I had a Facebook page called Dungeons and Tigers first, and I was like, that's like basically my dumb idea. Now it's their dumb. Now two people have the same dumb idea kind of thing. But I mean, it's a much different idea. It's just similar play on words. I've since changed the name. I've tried to change the name, but actually, I tried to take the word dungeons out of my Facebook page, and then Facebook flagged me as like, you can't change the title of your page because people will think that the content is misleading. So I can change the name, like I can change like the URL of my Facebook page to Tiger Skull RPG, which I think is more of what I want it to be. But like, my page title has to be Dungeons and Tigers, which is fine. But since Dungeons and Lasers came out, I kind of want to distance myself from them a little bit.
Why?
Well, because I just don't want it to seem like, I don't know. I just want to be my own entity, I guess. And they came out first.
To be your own entity.
I made my page first.
Then be your own entity.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's a lot we can learn from them. We were talking earlier about like penetrating people's day and penetrating their phone time and their scrolling time. They did a good job of like becoming a thing that I see every time I open my phone. I don't know if it was just ads on Facebook and Instagram, or maybe
Dude, they had an aggressive campaign towards ads. I'll tell you right now. I've seen so many ads for their stuff.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
So many.
and they've been doing it for like months. Like I want to say they've been doing it for at least 2 or 3 months, maybe more, leading up to the Kickstarter that is going on right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think they really hit the ground running.
Sure
I
did.
always like wasn't sure how they were going to do because when I look at they've got a mix of like they're all over the map. I think a little bit with like they've got the Geiger walls, and then they've got the fantasy walls, and they've got the cartoon doggy model. And I thought, how do maybe these like the different styles of these will affect, maybe it's too broad of a spectrum of content, but I don't know. It seems to be working, and it seems to be like I'm just wondering at this point if Kickstarters, like if tabletop RPG Kickstarters can even fail. Like every one I look at is a success, right?
Nah, there's some that don't make it. I see them.
Are they like good? Are they ones that
Well,
are too
they're
ambitious, or are they
well, no,
poor
of
efforts?
course not. Because if they were good, they would get funded, right?
Yeah.
Um, but also, I don't know. Well, the thing is, like, we have no idea who this. Do you know the person that is like the CEO of Dungeons and Lasers? Like, do you know the person at
No.
all?
All I know is like in one video, it looked like a couple.
Okay, so
Um,
like a homebrew, mom and pop kind of
Definitely,
thing.
yeah, something like that. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
big.
We also don't know like this couple they could have done other inventures and it
Could
could have
be. Yeah.
failed. You know what I mean? Uh,
I don't
you
know.
know.
Yeah, they've seemed to have the plastic, printing, mass whatever assembly stuff down.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen and like
Dude,
you
I
see
think
this,
you should. I
like,
think you should fucking get into that, man.
what's that? Casting on a massive scale.
I would say just tip your maybe dip your toes. Maybe do some research in finding people that can do it. That like that's their company is to
Hmm.
like make you give them a master cast and then they make a bunch of whatever you
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
bits and bods. I'm sure there's plenty of places like especially in Asia parts that
Yeah,
could do
I
that for
think
you.
China is still the place to go for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of
Yeah, apparently
course.
those, you make your, like you said, you have your master, and then you send that away, and then they you pay them to make it's just like an art test kind of. They send you back like a replica that they've made, and they paint it up for you and real nice and everything.
Do they?
And they do their best because it's like if it's sort of like in video games when you have all this art to make, so you need another team to help out. So then you make
Ah,
that.
okay.
So you go to like whatever it is, like I don't know, maybe it would have been like Massive Black back in the day or whatever. And then you get that art studio to like do an art test, and then they put their best fucking senior guys on it, and they do this like amazing art test for you, and then you're like, oh, okay, that looks good, we'll go with them, and then
Mm.
they take their juniors and then they put them on your project and like make all the art, and then their seniors go on vacation
Uh,
and go do art tests for other games and
are
stuff.
you? What are you trying to say?
That's
What?
how the art
What are you trying?
industry works, man. Anytime you outsource anything, that's how it goes.
Yeah, man. Especially these days. Well, it's what was I gonna say? Oh, well, hey, man. Here's
Yeah.
an idea. When you go to Gen Con, if you ever go to Gen Con,
I'm
and
going, I think.
okay, well, you find people that have like mass produced
Yeah, yeah.
like stuff and ask them like, hey, who the people you talk to, or do you do this all by yourself, or like is it like where do you get this done? You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm gonna collect some info on the down low for sure.
yeah.
Gonna be data mining these folks, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe by that time I'll be more. Maybe this podcast will be more of a thing, and I can like create some content for the channel and do that.
What are you gonna? What? What do you mean?
I'm gonna
Content
walk
from the chair?
around. I'm gonna walk around the convention with the camera in my hand, and I'm gonna say snippy things, and
I'm gonna
I'm
hate
gonna
that.
edit it into short little cuts and put it on
No.
YouTube.
Okay, I don't want to be a part of it, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Knowing you, you'll be like, "Oh, I'll just wing it," and then you'll like ask these just terrible questions.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to write down some questions. I'll get your help brainstorming things to ask. And
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
I don't want to. I don't want to carry a fucking camera around.
Of course not. You want to enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
Not this thing.
yeah. I like turning my phone off when I'm out doing things.
For sure. Yeah. Sure, man. No, man.
Except for working. I like to have my phone on while I'm working.
Well, shit. Well, now I'm thinking of. Now I got to make a fucking website. Which
Yeah.
I want. Well, this is the idea I had in my head was. I wanted to do this Kickstarter, and then from the Kickstarter, then I wanted to work on a website, and then as I'm working on this website and figuring out how to like put models on there for purchase and whatnot, simultaneously working on a second Kickstarter that's completely themed differently, more towards fantasy.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be well. This is the thing though. I want to do both. I like doing sci-fi stuff and I like doing fantasy stuff, right? However, though, if I do the Patreon, I want to focus on more fantasy element stuff on the Patreon because I think there's a bigger market for that. I think it can be. I think it can.
Is this for you, Antoine, or is this for them right now?
Sorry.
You should do what you want for you. You've just been telling me about that for a whole. Not because you think that there's a bigger market or whatever.
No. You just cut me off. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I'll still make sci-fi stuff, but I don't think that would be. I think that would be only up for the website or other Kickstarters. I'm out of focus. There we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, are you more excited personally about fantasy art or sci-fi art or something else?
It's probably just what I'm feeling at the day, to be honest. Like I'm already thinking about my next Kickstarter and what I want to do, and it's more fantasy elemented, you know.
Some people play what's a like post-apocalyptic kind of magic.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. Yeah.
That'd be fun. I don't know. I don't feel artistically inclined to do that sort of stuff, but man, I love Fallout and I like being in those worlds. Maybe I'm like enjoy being more of a fan of that than I do being a creator of that. But I think there's a difference sometimes.
Well, it's because creator of that is kind of very lame and well, not lame, but
lame.
well, it's just the art-wise for like post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's just kind of like, oh, here's some trash, and then oh, here's some armor. This guy's shoulder pads. His shoulder pads are tires. Oh, native.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this game I've been playing called what's it called? Remains of from what's it called again? From the Ashes. Remains from the Ashes. And it's the people that made Darksiders 3. You remember that game, Darksiders 3?
Yeah. Well,
so,
I never played it, but I remember.
Anyways, they made a game, and it's like Dark Souls-esque, and you run around with like a couple players, and you fight monsters, and it's kind of randomly generated a bit, and the bosses are randomly put around. So like every time, let's say you do a different campaign, it's like a completely different mission. So like the bosses are spread out differently, and then the maps change a bit too. So each time you play with like a different team or you do your own campaign, it's different. And it's like I said, it's like stereotypical, post-apocalyptic, there's crates and abandoned, burned out cars and tire shoulder pads and fun stuff.
Gas masks.
Sorry?
Gas masks.
Oh yeah, gas masks.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's that's another fucking Kickstarter idea I want to do too. I want to do kind of like a Mad Max kind of.
I feel like that's an underserviced genre right now. You know, I haven't seen any of that shit.
Well, no, like
Shit.
if you know any, I don't know if you follow Warhammer 40K that much.
A little bit.
So the boys, which is the orcs, the boys, they all their aesthetics is like scrap stuff, right? So it's like a bunch of like pieces of metal put together and like all like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the stuff is like really silly looking and very like janky looking, and it just looks cool, you know what I mean? It looks very post-apocalyptic, but a little bit more artsy, a little bit more cartoony, you know what I mean? Like they have bigger shapes and kind of a little bit more ridiculousness to it all. And there's a giant light beam on my face, and I'm just seeing it, and it looks weird. No, that's it. Hang on. There we go. What was I gonna say? And I think it'd be really cool to have environment pieces, kind of, or even like dungeon tiles, geared towards that kind of aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's an idea too. And to get back on to what you were saying before was like, oh, you should just do what you want to do. It's like, yeah, that's true, but you should also be aware that you're not just, doing something where you can still monetize it, so you can keep doing other stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I'm trying to think of an example here. So
I mean, like you're all you're doing. You're obviously doing what you want to do. You're not.
But you can't just do what you want to do and put it in a certain arena and expect to do it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like Ultimate Fighter, right? All that kung fu shit doesn't work in a cage match. You know what I mean?
I guess no, some of it might.
Maybe, but like, you know what I mean, though.
All right.
You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a balance to be had.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm still gonna do the stuff I want to do, but I have to make sure it's the proper venue. You know what I mean? You don't sign up for like, imagine go to a metal show, and there's like a French pop band starts playing. You're like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing here? I just paid $40. That's usually the going rate for a metal show. $40 to see my metal band. What was that one metal band you went to go see? It was like something drunk. It was like something wizard.
Oh, Black Wizard or something. Wizard? It was
something more. It's like Astro Wizard or something. Something ridiculous. Anyways,
I can't even remember.
Black Astro Wizard. I wanted to see them, and now I'm listening to a French pop band.
Yeah,
it'd be really strange. So you can do what you want, but just make sure it's in the right arena. It's in the right stadium. You know what I mean? It's in the right context. Because like I'm not gonna be like, hey everybody, look at my tabletop stuff, and I'm at a dance recital, right? That'd be really weird. So many levels.
You do like dancing. You do it.
What? Excuse me?
I think it's coming out of your dreams, out of your rambling. Something in your subconscious really likes to dance, but it's like
I do like dancing.
It's like it doesn't fit your appearance, and so you don't dance. I've never seen you dance.
Really?
Let's go dancing. Let's go me watch you dance. Let's go me. I'll play pool and you dance or something.
No, don't think that's gonna
Why
happen.
don't you go dance?
Yeah, I'll go dance. You bring your woman with you, and I'll go dance with your woman.
Sam loves to dance, man. She's crazy about it. Well, I mean, she's
Dancing's
not
fun.
like, I need to go out on. I just need to dance. I need to just dance in a club.
Is
But
that
she's
what? Is that what she said?
no, I'm saying she's not like that. She's not
Oh, okay.
gals. It's
I like dancing like this.
like a ballroom dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, like I grew up in Saskatchewan, right? So like when people like country music would come on, like all the girls and guys would like grab each other and they would start dancing and like swing each other around and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, and I grew up with that, and I thought it was stupid, and then I was like, and then I did it, and I was like, hey, this is really fun. You get to hang out with chicks and get to grab them. Sorry, that someone could take that out of context.
Uh,
Uh, fuck, whatever. Sue me.
but people like contact. That's the whole.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a kid, you're like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
get to hang out
We
with the
used to
opposite
have
sex.
dances. Like we had more dances when I was like 10, 11, 12 than we did when I was like ever in high school.
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, you would, I don't know, go out there and dance with girls and you wait like, oh, a slow dance. And then you muster up the courage to go dance with some girl or some girl would ask you.
Well, think about it. Like dances in the animal kingdom were like ways to like impress a mate, right? And there's still plenty of different cultures that still have dancing in them. You know what I mean? Actually, all cultures, all like any culture has a dance routine. You know, even Métis have a
Yeah,
dance.
yeah,
You
it's
know what I mean?
true.
They have like what is it like they do like a certain jig. Like they have a lot of fiddles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Hillbilly shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, it's very Canadian, right? To dance around a big fire, like a big
Oh
fire
yeah,
out in the woods.
yeah.
Yeah, people still they don't realize this. That's what they're doing today. Like in the prairies, it's like
I
still
just
alive
I
and well.
just realized right when you said that how fucking insane that is.
Yeah,
That people dance around a fire and listen to music. It's like, yeah, we people in Saskatchewan still do that. Music might be different, but people
yeah,
still do that.
it sounds like an ancient kind of cultural thing to do. Like
Yeah.
there's
Everyone's drinking beer and stuff and shooting the shit and dancing, being silly around a
yeah, yeah.
fire. To be
Jump over
honest
the
though,
fire. One
oh
guy
yeah.
comes in.
Yeah, there's always an asshole that wants to like jump over the fire to like
Yeah,
just be like, "Hey, look at me everybody. I jumped over the fire."
yeah.
Yeah. It's a yeah.
If you're at a
It's weird.
bonfire like that, don't throw your beer cans into the fire because if there's a little beer left in there, it can combust and explode and shoot the beer can and hit your friend right in the face.
Are you serious?
That happened to me, to my
To
friend.
you?
Well, no, I was standing next to the guy who it happened to.
Jeepers.
Shot
I
out
did not know that.
like a rocket, man.
Was it a full beer can?
It was like a half or three-quarter full beer can.
Wow, there's your problem. Some asshole.
Yeah, it's got to be fuel in the tank, otherwise the can will burn away.
Huh.
It's just aluminum, thin aluminum.
Yeah. But
But
no, that doesn't make any sense. It would need pressure, right? It would have to be sealed.
that's some, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There's maybe I don't think it. No, I don't know. Maybe just like the tab being half open is enough. I don't. I don't know. I don't know the science. I just know that it happened, and everybody should watch out and don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, no, for sure.
It's like
No.
fucking 150-degree Celsius can, maybe more. No, no, it's probably way more. It's probably like 500 degrees.
I never went much to those
That's good.
when I was a young man. I was never invited. But to be honest, well, I would go to a couple because I would get invited when that would happen. But to be honest, I was more interested in sitting in my room, listening to my CDs, and
Yeah.
just draw. I would just draw away. I remember having this. Oh man, my desk was so ridiculous. So my desk wasn't a desk. My desk was a It was a cupboard. It was a cupboard, but there was you ever see those cupboards that have kind of like I'm trying to get a point of view. So it has like a little kind of thing that kind of goes down, and anyways, there was like a drawer that had a latch, and it would go down like this, and then it would be sturdy enough where I could actually rest my arms on it and draw on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant for
My
that.
dad has one of those.
But it wasn't meant for that. It was meant to just like, you could pull it down and like store some stuff in there. But I turned it into like a desk essentially. And so many hours just drawing away and listening to punk rock bands, old
Crazy.
punk rock bands.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did very similar stuff. I think most artists did. I don't know, not all artists, but a lot.
Just the cool ones.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. Every hour helps. When you're a kid, like those hours of like being in the zone is just like so easy to come by. You're just like, because half the time your parents are just like, just go play or something. You just go like do something. And so you're like, oh, okay, I'll go find something to do.
All right, we're past the hour mark here, and I need to make models. What?
Yeah.
Do you got what do you got planned for this week?
I wouldn't mind actually like sitting down and painting some figures like with real paint. So I might do that.
Real paint?
Yeah, because I've been printing this guy, little guy. I'll show him. I brought him here just in case I could show him. This little guy.
Yeah, I saw him. He's awesome.
So I printed a couple of them, and I might paint one of those this week.
And if it turns out well, you'll give it to your friend?
Yeah. No, I'll give him the one that printed better, just like raw, like the raw print. He can have that one. Unless it looks gangbusters after I paint it, and maybe I'll give him that, but I doubt it.
All right.
It'll probably look good in a blurry photo, and that's about it. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
I guess, yeah, that's right, because you're going to PAX and whatnot.
Yeah.
Damn. Me, I got models to make. That's about it. And probably think about making a website. Think about that,
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna, play video games.
Yeah, do your website first. But I think something we didn't go into, maybe next week we can get into it, is like what a good Kickstarter page looks like, because there's some bad looking ones. There's some like Dungeons and Lasers, like we talked about today. They have a really nice looking Kickstarter page, and they put a lot of effort into it. And I think there's some good stuff to be learned from there. Maybe not everything, but some things, I think.
Yeah, they probably also had a budget.
Yeah, or maybe there's some of their skills transferred over, and we're able to do that. It's just making images, I think that's all it is. Designing a layout.
Yeah.
Doing graphic design, doing web design.
Oh my God! Sorry, I just looked at the. Wow, they did really well. They did very, 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 very well.
Yeah. Should we share the screen or just call it a day and leave?
No, I was just call it and leave.
Okay, it's already here. It's been a while. Okay, let's look at it next week. It'll still be going on. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. For sure. All right then.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess we got a fucking okay, this is ending. Thanks for joining us. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the show and hit the little bell icon. It helps us a lot. And consider leaving a comment and ask us a question, what we should talk about, or maybe you just want to say hey or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
if you
tickles
go
your fancy.
And you want to say hi, leave a comment in.
I just said that. Why are you repeating me?
Well, I'm saying it because you can if you want to message me and not you while I'm in Seattle at PAX, you can also message the show, which is what you just said to do.
I
But you can
suppose.
direct it towards me and say, hey, let's meet up at PAX and we'll talk nerd stuff.
Alex, nobody wants to talk to you. Stop it.
You never know.
That's true. The show goes live every Tuesday. Are we doing Tuesday next week?
Yeah, I should be.
Okay, all right. We go live on Tuesday every Tuesday every week at 7 o'clock Pacific. Plugs, Alex. Where can we find you?
Tiger Skull RPG on Facebook and Instagram, and that's
Right on.
all.
That's all.
Oh wait,
You could,
I think I'm Alex Cola on all one word AlexKola on Thingiverse. I have 2 models. This one I just shared. I'm gonna put that up right away. Actually, I'm gonna put that up shortly here. So
All right.
you'll be able to download this guy and sit in your room and play with him. What about you, Antoine? Where can we find you?
Oh, Alex, you can find me at Forbidden Prince. That's Prince as a printer, not Prince as Prince William II of Duckingham Palace. Duckingham Palace? Anyways, that's Forbidden_Prince. You can find me there.
Sometimes it's one word, like on your Thingiverse, it's one word. There's no underscore.
Yeah, there's no underscore. Well, I was going to get to that, but you keep cutting me off.
Sorry.
All right. Quit cutting me off. Anyway, yeah, you can also find me on Thingiverse, and I got a couple models on there. And if you want to download them and put them on your table and play with them, that's cool too. You can also check out my 3D work on ArtStation, which is just Antoine Marchildon, and you can look at my models. And yeah, that's it. So there's another one in the books. What, this is number 9, right? Dude, we're almost at double digits.
At least number 9. Yeah.
Almost at double digits.
Shit.
What is it? It's like 48 or like something like that. Apparently that's like the going rate for podcasts.
That's when you've made it as a podcaster, is when you've done 48 episodes?
No, I mean like they say like around 48 that either they keep going or they stop.
Oh, like the YouTuber or whomever just quits at that point.
Yeah, people just
I
quit.
think it's
So
weird.
yeah, dude, so keep it going.
Yeah. Well, it's only been 9 episodes, but I'm down to keep going
Same here, dude.
until I run out of shit to say.
Which will probably be never.
Hope so. I hope that'd be sad.
What do you mean?
Retire. If you run out of things to say, you're just sitting there silently. That sounds sad.
Anyways, thanks for ending it on a low note.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, you have a great day at work and whatnot.
Well, I'm not going to work today. I have today off.
Oh, you got today off?
Yeah, I took the day off.
Oh my God. You want to go to Angelina's?
Yeah, kind words. Yeah, so if you want to come eat pumpkin pie, you might be able to do that. So.
Oh, that'd be great, actually. I would love to have some pumpkin pie. All right, then.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye now.